August 9th, 1988, 25 years ago tomorrow, the day Wayne Gretzky broke hearts across this country. After 9 glorious NHL seasons, the unthinkable happened.
No cameras, no reporters, just Connor McDavid, a closed-door meeting, and a decision that could rock the league. The talk inside that room reached one name, Wayne Gretzky. It's pulling up memories of Wayne Gretzky's shock move in 1988.
I'm disappointed about having to leave Edmonton. I truly admire all the fans and respect everyone over the years.
What's on the table could change hockey's biggest star and the NHL itself. Connor McDavid is in the final year of his current deal with the Edmonton Oilers. The contract is worth $100 million over 8 years, with an average salary of $12.5 million a year. It began in 2017 and is set to end after the 2025-26 season. If no extension is signed, McDavid will be an unrestricted free agent in the summer of 2026. Reports from league insiders in recent weeks have pointed toward active talks between McDavid's representatives and the Oilers front office. Some of these discussions include ideas for a 2-year or 4-year extension. These talks are expected to move forward after McDavid's participation in Team Canada's Olympic orientation camp in late August 2025. One proposed plan is for McDavid to sign a short-term extension first. This would carry an average yearly salary of about $14.6 million for the 2026 to 2027 season. Then, starting in 2027, the deal would shift to 3 years at $17 million per season. This plan would allow the Oilers to manage their team budget while the league's salary cap grows. The NHL's salary cap for the 2025 to 2026 season is $92 million. Experts project it could increase to $98 million by 2027. McDavid's current salary takes up about 13.5% of the Oilers' total cap space. If McDavid signs at $17.5 million per year, he will be the highest paid player in NHL history. This number would surpass the current record held by Nathan MacKinnon of the Colorado Avalanche, whose salary is $12.6 million per year. Still, rumors of a trade have continued. Some analysts believe that if Edmonton cannot sign McDavid before his contract ends, they might have to trade him to avoid losing him for nothing. Several NHL teams have been mentioned as possible trade destinations, including the Toronto Maple Leafs, Florida Panthers, New York Rangers, Dallas Stars, and Los Angeles Kings. Toronto is often mentioned because of its financial strength and the potential for pairing McDavid with Auston Matthews. Such a move would be similar to the superstar combo effect that happened when Gretzky joined the Kings in 1988, boosting ticket sales and TV ratings. The Gretzky comparison comes from one of the most famous trades in sports history. On August 9th, 1988, Wayne Gretzky, Marty McSorley, and Mike Krushelnyski were traded from Edmonton to Los Angeles. In return, the Oilers received Jimmy Carson, Martin Galinas, 3 first-round draft picks, and $15 million in cash. That trade changed the NHL forever by increasing the sport's popularity in the United States. While the situations are not the same, the idea of Edmonton losing another generational talent to a blockbuster trade has made the McDavid talks a major story. McDavid has played for the Oilers since being drafted first overall in 2015. In 645 regular season games, he has scored 335 goals and made 647 assists for a total of 982 points. In the Stanley Cup playoffs, he has 118 points in 74 games. He has won the Hart Trophy, given to the league's most valuable player, in 2017, 2021, and 2023. His 2024-25 season numbers were among the best of his career. McDavid scored 52 goals and added 88 assists for 140 points in 81 games. In the playoffs, he led all players in scoring with 33 points. This included setting a record in the Stanley Cup final for the most points over a 2-game span, with 8. Despite his success, the Oilers lost in the Stanley Cup final to the Florida Panthers Panthers in 6 games. This was the second year in a row they lost in the final round. The team had a regular season record of 48 wins, 29 losses, and 5 overtime losses, placing 6th in the Western Conference. The Oilers' other star, Leon Draisaitl, recently signed a 5-year contract worth $14 million per year. His deal will have a major effect on how much Edmonton can pay McDavid. Together, the two players could take up more than a third of the team's total salary cap. However, the financial side of the deal is only part of the picture. There are also questions about the Oilers' ability to remain competitive. If the team cannot win a championship soon, McDavid might choose to explore options elsewhere, much like Gretzky did in the late 1980s. The Gretzky trade had a lasting impact. In Los Angeles, ticket sales and TV coverage soared. Youth hockey participation grew in California and other non-traditional hockey areas. Edmonton managed to win another Stanley Cup in 1990, but entered a long period without major success. McDavid himself has not spoken publicly about wanting to leave Edmonton. His most recent comments focused on preparing for the season and letting his agents handle the negotiations. Training camp for the Oilers starts on September 16th, 2025. Their first game of the regular season is scheduled for October 9th against the Calgary Flames. The next 8 weeks are seen as critical in deciding McDavid's future. If a deal is reached soon, it could become the largest in NHL history, both in salary and in overall contract value. If talks stall, the speculation about a trade will only grow louder. The NHL, the city of Edmonton, and fans around the world are now watching closely. Whether McDavid stays or goes, the decision will shape the league for years to come, just as Gretzky's move did nearly 4 decades ago.
As you said, yeah, it's only been a couple days since the season ended. Take some time to regroup. Talk to my agent a little bit and family and all that, and make some decisions whenever that time comes. But there's no rush.
Connor McDavid told reporters he wasn't in a rush to talk contracts. Now, weeks later, there's been nothing. With the team in off-season limbo and big names signing elsewhere, McDavid's silence now speaks louder than ever. The Oilers are waiting. The fans are waiting. But the captain still isn't saying anything. McDavid's silence is now a problem. And this silence could change everything for the Edmonton Oilers. Connor McDavid is the captain of the Edmonton Oilers. He is one of the best hockey players in the world. McDavid has played his whole NHL career in Edmonton since the team picked him first in the 2015 NHL Draft. His current contract is an 8-year deal worth $100 million. That deal ends in July 2026. Right now, McDavid still has 1 year left on that contract. He will be allowed to sign a new deal starting on July 1st, 2025. If he does not sign, he becomes a free agent in 2026. That means any team in the league could offer him a deal. But so far, McDavid has not said if he will stay or leave. After the Oilers lost in the 2025 Stanley Cup Final to the Florida Panthers, reporters asked McDavid about his future. He answered, "It's only been a couple days since the season ended. I'm going to take some time to regroup, but there's no rush on anything like that." He also said, "If I feel there's a good window to win here over and over again, then signing is no problem." That was the last time he spoke about it. McDavid's numbers this season were very strong. He had 74 assists in the regular season. He scored 33 points in 22 playoff games. He had 7 goals and 26 assists. His teammate Leon Draisaitl had the same playoff point total, but McDavid still hasn't said what he will do about his contract. The fans don't know. The team doesn't know. Other NHL teams are now watching closely. Stan Bowman is the general manager of the Oilers. He said, "He's the best player in the league, most important player in the league. He's our captain. He's our leader." Bowman said the team's #1 priority is to keep McDavid. He also said the contract talks will happen when McDavid is ready. But NHL free agency is already moving fast. Teams are signing players. The Oilers have to make choices about who to keep, who to sign, and how to build next season's team. But without knowing what McDavid wants, the team can't plan fully. That has caused a problem. If McDavid leaves, it could be a very big problem. The Oilers have made the playoffs 6 years in a row. They made the Stanley Cup final 2 years in a row, but they lost both times. Some sports writers are saying McDavid might not want to wait much longer. If he doesn't think the team can win soon, he could decide to go somewhere else. Leon Draisaitl, McDavid's teammate and top scorer, signed a new deal last year. That deal is for 8 years and $112 million. If McDavid stays, he will likely make even more. Some reports say McDavid could become the highest-paid player in the league, but that would mean the team has less money to spend on other players. If McDavid stays quiet much longer, the Oilers could be forced to trade him. They won't want to lose him in free agency for nothing. That's why some experts are saying the team needs to know soon. One article said McDavid's silence is wrecking the Oilers' free agency plans. Jeff Jackson is the CEO of the Oilers. He also used to be McDavid's agent. He said the next season will help decide everything. The team will wait, but not forever. Other teams, like the Toronto Maple Leafs and Florida Panthers, are already being mentioned as possible new homes for McDavid. Right now, every NHL team is watching. If McDavid doesn't say anything by the start of the season, the rumors will grow. Teams will begin making offers. Fans will keep asking questions. Even McDavid's teammates might start to worry. The Oilers had a record of 48 wins, 29 losses, and 5 overtime losses this past season. That was good enough to make the playoffs. They went all the way to the finals but lost to the Panthers in 6 games. McDavid led the team in assists and was one of the top playoff performers in the entire league. But now all of that is in the past. The team needs to know what comes next. Free agents are being signed by other teams. The Oilers can't wait forever. And yet, McDavid says nothing. The pressure is building.
I know people are going to look at that July 1 day and be looking to see if there's anything done. But for me, I'm just not in a rush that way.
Something big is coming to hockey, and it's not just about one team. On July 1st, Connor McDavid will make a move no one saw coming. That move could change how the best players in the league get paid. It will break a rule that stars have followed for years. What happens next may change the NHL forever.
Winning would be it's the most important thing. If I feel that there's a good window to win here over and over again, then signing is no problem.
Connor McDavid is one of the best hockey players in the world. He plays for the Edmonton Oilers. He has scored more than 100 points in many seasons. He has won the MVP award 3 times. He led the Oilers to the Stanley Cup final 2 years in a row. But on July 1st, the big story won't be about goals or assists. It will be about money, contracts, and something much bigger. McDavid signed his last contract in 2017. It was an 8-year deal worth $100 million. That means he has been making $12.5 million every year. This deal ends in 2026. But NHL rules say a player can start talking about a new contract 2 years before the old one ends. So on July 1st, 2025, McDavid will be allowed to sign a new deal. Most top players sign the longest deal possible. That's usually 8 years. It gives them more safety and helps the team plan for a long time. But this time, McDavid is expected to do something very different. Reporters say that McDavid might not want a long contract. Instead, he could ask for a shorter one, maybe just 4 years. Some people even say he could sign for only 2 or 3 years. This is something very few superstars have done. Why would McDavid want a short deal? The answer is the salary cap. The salary cap is the most money a team can spend on its players. This year, the cap is $88 million. Next year, it will go up to $97 million. In a few years, it might go even higher. If McDavid signs a short contract now, he can sign another one later when the cap is much bigger. That means he could make even more money. Other players have done this. Auston Matthews signed a 5-year deal in 2019. In 2023, he signed a 4-year deal. Leon Draisaitl just signed an 8-year deal for $112 million. But McDavid might want something shorter than all of them. Connor McDavid hasn't said much about his plans, but he did say this to NHL.com after the season. "I'm not in a rush to make any decision." He also said, "I need to do what's best for me and my family." These are clues that he is thinking very carefully. The Edmonton Oilers also know what's happening. Their new general manager, Stan Bowman, says he wants to keep McDavid. But McDavid said something important. He said, "If I feel that there's a good window to win here over and over again, then signing is no problem." That means he wants to be sure the team can keep winning. If McDavid signs a short deal, he will be a free agent again in 2029 or 2030. That means other teams will have a chance to try and sign him. Teams like the Maple Leafs, Panthers, Kings, and Flyers might all be watching. If McDavid becomes a free agent, they might try to get him. Experts are saying this could change how NHL contracts work. Sports writer Pierre LeBrun said, "There's a good chance McDavid will sign a shorter deal instead of an 8-year max one." ESPN's Greg Wyshynski said, "It's not just about money, it's about power and timing." Connor McDavid had another amazing season. In 2024 to 2025, he scored 100 points in 67 games. In the playoffs, he scored 33 points in 22 games. That was the most in the league. He was named playoff MVP, even though the Oilers lost in the finals. Because of his great numbers, McDavid is more valuable than ever. If he signs a short deal, he can sign again in a few years for a lot more money. Some people believe he could make over $18 million per year in his next deal. That would be the highest ever in NHL history. This kind of deal gives the player more power. Usually teams like long contracts, but short deals let players choose more often. They can pick better teams or wait for the salary cap to go up. That's why this is such a big deal. Right now, McDavid has a $12.5 million cap hit. If he signs again soon, that number could go way up. If he waits, it might go even higher. And that's why this decision is so important. It affects not just him, but the whole NHL. Some reporters say McDavid may take a deal with only 2 or 3 years. That would give him the chance to test the market again very soon. And if he wins a Stanley Cup in that time, he could leave Edmonton as a free agent and pick any team he wants. Connor McDavid's next contract could change everything. It might change how young players sign their first big deals. It might change how teams plan their future. And it might change how much money top stars can make. This is why so many people are watching July 1st. That's the day McDavid is allowed to start contract talks. If he signs a short deal, other players may copy him. That could mean big changes in the NHL's old contract system. And if McDavid does leave Edmonton in a few years, it could be one of the biggest moves in NHL history. Teams will spend a lot of money to get a player like him. But right now, the Oilers still have a chance to keep him. Whether he signs for 2 years, 4 years, or 8 years, McDavid is changing the game, not just on the ice, but at the contract table. He didn't need to say a lot. Just by thinking about a short deal, he has already made waves across the NHL. On July 1st, the hockey world will be watching because what Connor McDavid chooses to do next might change everything.